creating a label in PTouch Editor that has variable data. So importing your spreadsheet to the label so that you can create a multiple array of labels or a multiple array of information. The first thing you always need to do, of course, is make sure that you define which printer you're designing that label for. I'll go ahead and select the PT-P950NW, and then we'll just go in a new layout right away. Double click that, and the first thing we want to do is select our paper size. Of course, we could do that by selecting any of the paper sizes that are listed here. We'll just keep this as a 1.4 inch. We want to change this to a 6-inch label, so we'll just go ahead and highlight that and change that to 6 inches. We go to our 6-inch label. We can get rid of that text box. We don't need that text box there. Our margins are already defined for us. Do we want to make it horizontal or vertical? We'll just keep it horizontal. And then let's go ahead and add an image. You can do that by selecting the image button up top and choose any of these different sources for your image. So here we'll just go ahead and add the Brother logo. We'll move the logo. Well, let's actually shrink that logo down just a little bit here. Keep it up towards the top. And then we want to go ahead and add we want to add our spreadsheet to this. So what we'll do is we'll go into File, select down to Database, and connect to a database. This menu will pop up asking you where you want to find your spreadsheet, and we'll just select our TZE spreadsheet here. It's just a standard Excel file. We'll open that up, and then we'll select Next. It shows that we're importing that spreadsheet into our label, and now we can start adding our information. So we have our spreadsheet down below, we have our label up top. Our label with our logo on it is it's right there. All we have to do is select the information from the cells below in the spreadsheet and copy that information. So we'll copy this TZE, this item number TZE111, and we'll go ahead and paste here. When you paste into the label, a box pops up. It asks you, do you want text or do you want a barcode? For this example, we're just going to start with text right away. So we'll just add our TZE111 here. The next thing we want to do is put our color in there. So we'll put the color of the tape in there. We'll copy that information, and we'll paste that into the label here. We'll do the same thing by using text and put that in there. So let's just move it over, keep it a little bit uniform there. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to take the UPC code there, but we want to put it in a barcode. So we'll copy this information again, and then we'll paste it up here. And because it gives us the option of either text or barcode, we'll just go ahead and select barcode. Now that we have our barcode here, let's move this barcode over, keep that a little bit more uniform as well. We have our barcode here. Now we could select what kind of barcode we want. We can go ahead and right click on the barcode, scroll down to Properties. In Properties there are different protocols. The tabs up top, this tab gives you the input. It tells you exactly what information is being called up here, but the protocol is what kind of barcode do you want. You can see there's a variety of different barcodes that are here. We'll just keep that set as code 128. If we want to make the barcode larger, we can go ahead and make that barcode larger. We have absolutely no issues doing that. If we want to make these fonts larger, if we want to make them smaller, we could do that by resizing that information or by resizing those fonts. If we want to change the font, we could change the font over here. So many different options that you can use in PTouch Editor. But now that we designed our label, the label looks a little long. I know we're going to have some other information here as we scroll through here. The black on fluorescent orange is going to be really long text. Probably looks like it's going to be the longest text, or the non-laminated label is going to be the longest text, maybe tamper evident. So I'm going to scroll through my sheet here, and I see that this is probably the longest text that I have here, so now I can go ahead and resize my label based on that information. So I'll just move that over, keep everything within the margins, and we've got a completed label. As we scroll through the spreadsheet, now we've got our label created, and we can go ahead and scroll through each one of these different tapes, and you can see as we're scrolling through, the Brother logo is static information. That stays the same all the way through each of these labels, but all the information here changes as we go through. The UPC changes, the description, everything changes because it's linked directly to this spreadsheet. So now when we want to print this, we can just go ahead and select print, And how do we want to print? Do we want to print all the records? Do we want to print the current record that we're looking at? Or do we want to print a range? We can print a range from anywhere that we want to, from 1 to 71. We can select from 9 to 71, or however we want. We can skip records if we want to as well. So quite a few different options that you have here using P-Touch Editor, printing your labels, creating those labels. So that is attaching a spreadsheet to a label, creating a label and attaching a spreadsheet to the label using P-Touch Editor.